Yep, this is me. And you're probably wondering how I got here in this situation. And to explain this, and having to do this to even stand a chance of getting a Grand Arena win, let's start at the start and it'll kind of make more sense. Hello once again, thank you very much for joining me, and we're up against DarkHan in this one. Now, just a very quick note as well, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please make sure you are. If you do enjoy Star Wars Galaxy Heroes videos, try and cover a big sort of vast amount of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes stuff, different topics, and it really does help out the channel, hitting that like button and that subscribe button as well. So we're up against DarkHan, he's representing HD I Have Spoken. This guy's pretty serious. He was number 9th, ranked number 9th in Division 1. And so he's got a Ray. It's gear 11. And having a look at the stats, still fairly okay speed, 500 speed. Health and protection, obviously at the moment, is not going to be anywhere near what it should. But it still poses a real threat if it is on defense. Now, mod-wise, he's throwing mods around. So I don't even know what speeds that he's running with. I'm going to have to physically check those. So I'd have no way of really planning a defense except what he placed in the last round. Most people tend to be, by having a look on Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, his Padme did end up very, very quick, but at the moment it made it a little bit of a nightmare to actually work out an apt defense for him. So I decided to stick with roughly the same, but as I said, great lifetime banners as well, 330. And up top, now, we went for the Jawas. I don't even know if I set this right. I should have put Nebbit in the lead. I think he's the one that does the bombs. That was the thinking on that one. I don't quite know how it works. So in the comments, let me know what I should be doing with those Jawas. This Malevolence, very, very close to 6-star, and the 2 other ships being 7-star. The big ticket Night Sisters, they got a hold on this one as well. And it is all about mods for that one. And then at the back, got through Grievous and with what, and then got through that Scoundrels. Now, Scoundrels, I put Wampa in there. I do like that for days as well. Put Scoundrels, like Nest and, Wampa as well. I really like those. So here I'm just checking out speed on Finn, not too scary. So I'm thinking Jedis, and there's 2 teams that I was thinking of for this one. As I said, it's still got all 6 Zetas on it, still got a Whirlwind on there. It'll just be a little bit quicker, but you've got to follow the same steps when coming to it. So here are the 2 teams. There's 3 teams in this little banner, but here were the 2 teams that I thought of using. So there's one with Thrawn and there's one with Basti. Basti has got to land that ability block. Otherwise, it's a little bit of a nightmare. So for example, I kind of imagined that it was a full Ray, and I'd work out, because I do like keeping Thrawn for that Padme team as well. We'll get round it, we'll see what we can come up with, and you might have a little precursor to that at the start of the episode as well. But we'll see if it works. So this one, probably going to get the jump. No, I don't. Finn goes first, but easy enough straight away, direct focus in here. So any taunts that Holdo puts up, and I do like the look of their goodies. So I'm going to splash. Oh, whoops, forgot about the counter-attack. So no more AoEs. Straight in with the fracture, of course, and can just do a big hit here, I think. So gas kind of really is needed in this squad. Really good for just depleting that health pool. And yeah, so we're just going to throw over. This is going to give him all sorts of bonuses as well. And we've got Saviour on this team, so we've got 1 shot when she comes out of damage immunity. We're going to have to take this, so we've got to keep everyone alive here until the big shot comes off. So do a little bit of work in on Holdo. May as well put some work in there with the protection. They seem to be going straight for gas, which I'm not surprised at all. Just a couple of big hits there on Holdo, and still nothing that we can do here at the moment. I don't want to really put her in a damage immunity yet, although there's an argument to say that I could just call out a turn, just keep her more sort of looking good on health and protection. Calling out a turn there. Oh yeah, I did say I wouldn't do any more AoEs. Forgot that fairly quickly. So stalling a little bit here. I just really need her to go, and I'm taking so many turns. Okay, here comes the big one. Nice. And it can be a little bit rough if she goes for Thrawn, because he won't get revived. But next up is Resistance Hero Finn. So now obviously it's just a case of they're going to go through their damage immunities, but we can pick them off one by one fairly good. We'll try and have a look after banners as well. So we'll keep try and get a full 60, but we'll see. Okay, so he's gone. I think I'll put Finn under Fracture, and then I'll go after Poe. So he's under his damage immunity now. Can go after Holdo. She hasn't had her damage immunity yet, but call out a turn. I may as well call in Revan. Okay, so very close to finishing her off. And throw this round to Yoda. Put some buffs out there. And may as well do a direct focus here. Call a few attacks out a turn. And we're looking in pretty good shape for banners. I mean, it's roughly the same sort of plan for a higher up Rey anyway with this squad, but you do have to be a little bit careful with speeds. You can go with the Basti lead. I don't really like the Basti lead because I don't have the mods for it. A simple reason, otherwise it's a very reliable counter, but you need Bastila Shan super quick. So Poe goes down. He's now still under damage immunity, so may as well just top up any banners that was needed. And yeah, this one went much better than I thought, actually. It's still a rough squad, I'll be honest, and don't like facing Rays, but it's better than a Kylo, let's put it that way. So we got 60 from that one, so super happy with this one. This opponent actually was incredibly good at offense, and over the first 3 rounds he was scoring absolutely ridiculous. His opponents were absolutely nowhere near him. First opponent didn't attack, so I even got a very limited sample size of just fight 2 and fight 3. So now I've used gas in that Jedi squad. I do have, so just having a look at mods and things like that, so fairly low health, not really too bothered about this Dakka with that Zeta on it, because until she gets to gear 13 it really isn't worth applying that Zeta. So I've got some army options, thank you very much as well. He was helping me through this battle as well, just as a little bit of a yeah, I mean, it was a good old defense. So he's a good friend of the channel, so he would we usually talk Grand Arenas and usually just maybe proof check each other's work and just double checking this. I do like, when I use gas in that team, I do like going for the Shaak Ti lead. Has a huge amount of speed and you can get pretty good banners from it as well. But I like this, they seem pretty good, even with Nest in there as well. The Rexolate will take care of that when he gets it, so even if they kill one, which they very likely won't do, they're going to turn them into super clones, so that's fine. I'm absolutely fine with that. Not 100% used to this Shaak Ti lead. I would usually put it on defense, but it is susceptible to a Malak solo, so this guy loves undersize victories. He scored really well, even with 1 loss. So we saw in the last round, the guy had 1 loss. And he scored 1890. Absolutely solid dude, the last one. And yeah, such a good fight. So now we're just going through. It's more about just trying to protect banners and me working out what this kit does with Shaak Ti. And yeah, just sort of go through Dakka first, I think, as a priority. And we should be pretty close now. That's not so good with the days, but it doesn't really matter that much. Okay. And call them all in. Nice. So that's that one down. It can be a little bit tricky. So I prefer Asajj. When I put Night Sisters on defense, I prefer Asajj because I think they have the capability to beat Traya squads and beat Rebels and quite a lot of things actually. I mod them hugely for potency and stun lock, and I've had it even myself before where the potency has not even been that good and Jango Fett absolutely gets stuck under a stun lock, so it can be a little bit so modding the Night Sister right. Talzin lead is okay because it gives 50% extra potency, so you really it's either 30 or 50%, I can't quite remember, but you've got to be really careful going up against that Talzin lead with anything less than a hard counter. The Asajj lead as well is rough because it's going to strip turn meter, so as I said, you can actually lose that with Sith Triumvirate if you're not careful or you don't have the speeds. So we're up against this one was a fairly easy choice. I've seen, I mean, this is fine, should be okay for 58, 59, 60 banners hopefully. Having a look at who I want to take in, I'm going to use, or pardon me, it's quite late at night at the moment, yawning on a video. Oh my god, how professional. So I'm not going to use C3PO or anywhere else. I'm going to go in with those bounty hunters against with rebels. So I don't really need C3PO. I'm going to put in R2 for all his juicy bonuses that he gives rebels. So I'm happy with this. Just checking which one is better for speed. I do like Finn, but he's got awful speed, awful mod. So I'm going to remod him before the next one. And yeah, happy with that. No reason as to not. Okay, and we're up against this. So fairly decent first order squad in terms of, you know, speed wise, but you can just get out the gate pretty quickly here. And weirdly, my BB-8 is so slow, I really don't care for resistance too much. But my it's weird, my C3PO goes before my BB-8, so I really need to remod these guys as well. Going to strip some turn meter there. I don't really want to stun. And try and get a big hit here against Officer. Don't mind taking him out because he can throw that turn meter back and remove turn meter as well. So there he goes. Not really a threat in this match. At relics, obviously, then you want to go for Panda straight away. But I mean, in terms of this, now I can try and control the battlefield and protect banners really. Ideally, you don't take in C3PO against these at relics because of the status effects. He throws absolutely huge amounts of status effects out. So if these were relict, I would not be taking C3PO in. Otherwise, you really do run the risk of running pretty close to a timeout a lot of the time. Or if the Kylo Ren mast is modded right, again, it's an absolute nightmare to get through. At gear 12, not a huge amount of health and protection, so fine bringing C3PO in the main. And again, they're a little bit slower, so he'll help speed them up and do the attacks. But as I said, if it's relics, don't even bother. But that was the thinking on this one. And also, I hope you've enjoyed this season so far, and still don't quite know why people like watch. I feel like an absolute charlatan talking about Grand Arena because there's so many people who know so much about Grand Arena. But I mean, my main ethos is hopefully you can learn from some of my mistakes as well. And going into the second half of the Grand Arena, in hindsight, I do realise that there are some mistakes and looking back, and this one's such a close one that every banner counts. So on this next one then, I'm going to, sorry, this is all over the place. So I did this over the course of a couple of hours. Looking at the Grievous. Now, the Padme squad, and I've not seen this, and I didn't have a look at this before going in, but usually B1 is absolutely fine. Padme's missing a gun again. I don't know whether that's on mine or whether that's on, whether that's like a visual bug on mine or whether that's everyone's. But yeah, Padme's missing a gun. That might have been the issue here. Just having a look at what he gives. Galactic Republic and Resistance allies gain 10% of R2-D2's max protection, offense, max health, and potency until R2 is defeated. So looking in pretty good shape here. Like those bonuses that the rest of the Galactic Republic are going to get. 10% offense on Ahsoka is fantastic. And really the idea here, if there was Wat Tambor in there, exactly the same. I'm going after Wat Tambor. Otherwise, I'm going to try and get after B2 as soon as possible. He's going to strip any stacks of protection or stacks of courage. So that's going to be a huge issue if he gets rid of all of those. So get rid of B2 and then try and get after Grievous with a big load of stacks. So Droideca's out there, slightly quicker Droideka. Usually any assist with B1 absolutely protects him. Whenever I've tried a Grievous versus a Padme in the past, not a chance. That B1 absolutely just is too hard to do. So thinking of burning here, I had 12 stacks there, so ideally what I was doing was taking out stacks of B1. Need to get a little bit of protection back there. And I can't go anywhere else, so big hit. And unfortunately, I don't have any stacks on at the moment. Just want to strip that. Okay, big hit in there. And B1's going again. Rip the stacks off and just heading on here. Get rid of B2. I'm not liking the way I'm looking at the moment. I thought it would be a little bit easier than this. Okay, unfortunately I don't have, and I can't stall because I've got the mark on here. If I could, I would be absolutely stalling. So I think I throw this over to Kenobi. And unfortunately, I just can't really do anything. I'm trying to avoid it until Padme comes around again. I absolutely can't do anything. I've just got to kill there. That takes out two of those guys. Again, I've been hit there and Padme goes. Now I'm in a real sticky situation. I'm under stun. I've got B1 battle droid. If he still is alive after this battle, it then starts at 100 stacks. So 100% I'm going, oh my God, that was so close. There is fine. Grievous is going to go and he's going to get rid of B1. So anything under 8 stacks, fine. Really lucky that that big hit or the big crawl didn't get rid of him. So now it makes it a lot easier that I can just go after Grievous. And in terms of this, now I've got Rebels left, I've got Bounty Hunters left, and I've got Sith Empire as well. So rather than Rebels, I'm gonna go Bounty Hunter on Bounty Hunter. Don't mind the matchup. A little bit weird when I was having a look at it, actually. Let's see if we can get a bit of burning on the go. Need a taunt out there, ideally. Yeah, they're going to throw that out there. Okay, plenty of tenacity on the Bosk, so not too bad. He does receive an ability block, though. Throw some ability blocks out there ourselves. Throw some thermals and just keep our health good. Not too worried about how sort of thick their Bosk is, because Django's going to do most of the work here. He's also going to be able to get through Django and Boba, their Boba, without having to go through that revive if he gets a kill shot on it. Same as Boba Fett. So kind of tempted with Boba Fett to 13. I know it's an absolute luxury, but I do like the idea of it, just both of them hitting really hard. So we'll see. They look like they absolutely love going for Greedo. They didn't target anyone else except Bosk when he was under his taunt. They just didn't target anyone else. So Greedo goes. That was Army Hutchins suggesting a Ewok solo on the Grievous. Now, I would probably be better off with that, but I will come on to that anyway. Now it's just all about protecting banners. A little bit annoyed that Greedo got wasted. They just weren't going for anyone else, annoyingly. So that's cost me 2 banners here. This was a really tight one. I could probably get through Cad Bane here, so that's fine now. Tide of the Battle is okay, but I've got healing immunity on there on Django. On Boba, sorry. So not really a huge amount that I can do. Big yoinker there. So as you see there, he doesn't come back, but I probably should at 55. Wasn't ideal. So, but it's what I had left, because the thinking was now, well, I've got bugs left, so that's, again, I'm running a little bit short on offense here. So I'm thinking of Rebels. I've got turn meter there. I've got old Ben, who can put ability blocks, so it stops an AoE. Hopefully, or a taunt as well, so hopefully he'll be able to just go after old Ben. Brought Ezra in even as well, just to be able to get some guys to assist. And yeah, pretty happy with that at the time. Now in hindsight, I don't think I needed 5 here, so this probably cost me a banner. And I was surprised at how quickly he went there. Really surprised. He went super quick, even though his speed is about 220. I know my Rebels are better than that, so there's something funny going on with the turn meter there. If you do know, let me know in the comments. But I probably should have kept, I don't mind old Ben in there because of, again, what he does, but Ezra, I didn't need Ezra in that one, so that cost me a banner or 2. So here now, bugs. Scion isn't as good enough to go, he's not gear 13 enough, so probably not good enough to go just Traya and Scion, but I have really bulked him up in terms of health. I can't remember whether I applied that. Yes, I did apply that before this Grand Arena lock-in. And at this point, I'm kind of wondering, well, what am I going to do with the rest of that Sith Empire? So this one's went a little bit smoother. Any of those debuffs are going to fall straight off, so I don't mind ability block. I don't mind anything like that. Plenty of attacks out of turn here, so they're going to do most of the work themselves. Get some cooldown. Don't need it a huge amount. Okay, and we're actually pretty close to an AoE as well. Can't go anywhere else here. AoE might get one or two of them. Let's have a look. Nope. Pretty close though, but there goes Brood Alpha. So now the rest is nice and easy. AoE might take a couple here. Oh, nope. But the best we can really do in this situation is just try and get full health. 57 banners. And that's fine, that's on target. Okay, so finishing up this. And there we go. So, 59 actually. Yeah, that was on target. That was pretty good. Happy with the banners on that one. So now we come. So at this stage, I'm working out banners and what I need to get a win. Now I need 130 banners to actually draw. Now my GP is bigger than his, so all I need to do is draw to force a win. This gets me 64, and I just prey on ships that I can get 66. Darth Malak, now the way I run him, absolute tenacity. Speed very quick as well, 311. Tenacity 153%. His Padme was 80%, and his Jedi Knight Jedi Anakin was about 60. I wasn't really too worried about. Now the difference here is Barriss in this lineup. Now C-3PO, this wouldn't be possible if C-3PO was there, because he absolutely messes up. He like reduces the cooldown, so you can't do it really. You can drain on the first 3 because the cooldown's reset, but after that you're just stuffed and it's a timeout. But no C-3PO in that lineup meant that I had a shot at this. So really this first part I'm just waiting for the first couple of stacks of Dark Infusion. So let's go first one here. Nice. Might be able to get a kill here. Nope. That's a big heal. But next stack of Dark Infusion, I'm able to get rid of him. So I'm one turn away here. And there's some bonus protection. What do you like? And a heal. Oh, God. Praying for a big hit there. Did not get it. Absolute wet noodle, this Malak. I tell you, completely overrated. And bonus protection again. And a dodge. There's nothing really I can do at this point. In exactly the same situation there. I'm just away because of that slight bonus protection. Again, Barriss healing there is less than ideal. And I'm just absolutely whiffing. Okay, bonus protection. Now, the thinking was I had considered this as well, and it is a weird set of timing because my Malak is faster than all of theirs. Eventually, now I've got it. I've got 334 on the clock. Next one to go is Jedi Knight Anakin because of healing immunity there, but it's not going to stick around for long. He's got to hit it 2 or 3 times in a row for it to really count and really to trouble this Malak, let's say. So goes Jedi Knight Anakin. Probably get rid of Ahsoka next. It doesn't really matter who I go for here. It's this battle is pretty close to done now. And there goes the next one. Okay, Barriss is going to fall fairly easily. There is still bonus protection around from Padme, so probably switch up my focus to her, but actually a drain come there. And then Padme versus Malak, no chance. So that was 64 from that one, so that gave us at least a fighting chance for these ships. Now, after much deliberation on this one, so the big mistake that I made down in the South Territory was taking in full 5 rebels, because Grievous somehow went super quicker than the rest of them. So we've got the Y-Wing in there, and that was 100,000 health and protection. Biggs was 140. So the advice that I had from the ships guys was just go straight for that Y-Wing. Then obviously I've got to go through Biggs. That's a gear 12. Okay, I'll take that. These are gear 12 as well. I will take that. So it's not going to be hitting super hard, but this is all about banner management. I need 66 here for a tie. So big debate about whether I was going to run 5s, and I think Ahsoka was the right call because she usually gets rid of Phantom, I think not the Phantom, the Ghost, when it comes in and reinforces. I will take Plo Koon in there because I've had it before where by bringing in Plo Koon, I'm able to get more banners than not having them there. So I don't mind keeping them on a bench, but I really, really need to undersize this. This is what it comes down to. 66 is a draw, but a win because of GP. Okay, so this started off really well, able to get rid of that Y-Wing first and foremost. Then AoE, I forgot that Han's gonna shake this off. So put a breach in there anyway. And great, they only went single target there. Perfect. Okay, get rid of all that. So just a basic here is fine, not much else I can do. They will do a big AoE, so boss doesn't have taunt, so I'm gonna put a bit of insurance on there. Phantom comes in, big hit unfortunately, but I'm able to now take out Biggs. Had a buff on him there, that's fine. And should be fairly close to getting this. Now at this point, I know that I needed to top up Ahsoka. So brought Plo Koon in, and let's get that going. That was the mistake, because now they've hit and got rid of all that protection. Should have probably gone protection there instead. Should have probably tried to stall this out a little bit. I don't know. At this point, I really don't know what banners I've got. And I'm looking for anything that's going to help me out here. It was that AoE that absolutely screwed this over. 65 banners. Oh, so close. So that was that one. We've gone 5-1 in this season so far, and I'm actually I did say this in the Discord, and if you were in the Discord last night. So disappointing, but I mean, we were due a loss. We're 5-1 in this one, as I said, and the difference is here. This I felt quite a lot of stress and pressure with this one, and I don't quite know why. I think lockdown sent us all slightly crazy. I'm back to work as of tomorrow, so things should be returning to normality. And the way that I look at this fight is DarkHan was right up there. He was number 8 or 9 in the top division. So this is a top class opponent. Scored 1909. Absolutely fantastic player. No gripes about that. So the way to look at it is, rather than feel that stress, well, actually, pressure is good. That's where you grow, that's where you learn, and we'll take our mistakes forward, we'll own them, and we'll move on to the next one and not do the same thing. So again, as long as we're learning, I think this was a great fight. I think it was winnable in hindsight, and obviously in hindsight it always is. But I've been Moon. This has been a very, very fun Grand Arena for me. Hopefully it has for you as well. If you've enjoyed, please hit that like and subscribe if you're not already. And there's a Discord in the description below as well, if you do want to come and hang out as well and chat with others about Grand Arena or Star Wars Galaxy Heroes as well. I'll see you in the next one. Good luck with all your Grand Arenas. Thank you very much once again for joining me, and I will see you soon. Cheers, guys.